Next, we're going to look into your public service announcement project that you're doing for this unit. So if you recall your assignment we just did over the reform movement, you were to look into some reform movement that is pretty current, 2010 to the present time. So we're going to take it a step further. I want you to take that topic and apply it to your project, your public service announcement, your PSA. And what that is it is to try to call people's attention over an issue that's currently happening. And that's why I wanted you to pick something relatively current, so that you can still do action to this topic. You can take a look and read through your goals, your role in your audience, your situation. But we're going to kind of talk about a couple of the product performance and handouts that you will need to go over with this. So same thing, take a look at your standards and criteria for success. Any questions, just make sure you let me know. Okay, so let's first look through our first step. We're going to study some PSAs. There have been numerous PSAs done throughout the years, and here are just a couple examples of some topics that people did. What I want you to do is I want you to watch one of those videos and answer these questions that are below. Okay. Our next step after we do that is to look into the persuasive technique of a PSA. PSAs are very good about calling your attention to something and doing so in a way that persuades you into doing something and not just sitting around and not doing anything with it. So using the video you just watched, go through it again and answer these questions. Where do you see examples of persuasion? What sounds are used? Okay, there might not be any talking, but music in general kind of gets people's attention and it kind of evokes some emotion. So go through, answer those questions for that assignment. Once done, we'll take a look at number 3, your brainstorm for PSA ideas. So what are you going to do? Okay, we know what your topic is. That was from your reform movement, number 2 right here. Now what are you going to do to draw your audience in, to make your purpose clear to the audience of what you are talking about? So take a look at your requirements here. Okay, it must be clearly stated in the short, memorable phrases. We don't want a 5-minute video. Most PSAs are maybe 1 minute to 2 minutes long. Okay, you must call to action. What do you want the viewers to do? What can they do? Okay, and then so forth. So go through, read through some of those requirements. Identify your topic, so your reform movement number 2, and go through this. Okay, so this we see, what are the audience going to see at the beginning of your video? Okay, now these are just some ideas. If you end up changing it, that's no big deal. So for example, imagine your life without an education. Maybe that's a phrase that you're going to see pop up on the screen. What are you going to hear? No audio. Okay, it's silent because you're trying to draw attention to that phrase right there. Or maybe you put music, okay, and you're going to play some pretty emotional music that might draw people in. Okay, once you have your brainstorming idea done, let's take a look at number 4, write and develop a storyboard. Now you're going to take those brainstorming ideas and you're going to kind of lay it out. So in those first boxes here, those bigger ones, maybe draw or identify what you are going to be doing kind of during that scene. Below would be kind of like the title of what you're doing. So for example, maybe I'm going to put showing children playing. Okay, and maybe we're connecting it with the invisible children and movement that's going on. Once you've done that, take a look at the prepare to film. Okay, most of these here are just kind of an explanation of what you're going to be doing. So make sure you go through and understand some of the things to think about when you're planning your production. Same thing with filming. Maybe take a look at these. These are some ideas to be thinking about, things to help you out in your recording. And lastly, the editing. In the previous project we just did, you created a wee video. So use the same techniques that you did for your practice video in that. These right here are the exact same steps. So if you've done it once, you're probably okay. Okay. Once you are done with that, go through the publishing process and you're going to upload it to your YouTube account. As always, make sure you understand your standards and criteria for success. So in order for you to do this accurately, make sure you're following some of these tips right here. So any questions, let me know.